From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your evening update. Your weekend weather update is made possible by Caltrans District 2.
Happy Saturday evening to you. I'm Chief Meteorologist Mike Krueger from Weather NorCal, filling in for Chase Wilson here for the weekend. All right, so here's what we've got. More rain through early next week. So off and on rain for tomorrow, even going into Monday, but I do expect those snow levels to be a little bit higher, probably somewhere between 3,000 and 4,000 feet. I do expect them to go up a bit here for tomorrow and then maybe back down a little bit here for your Monday as some colder air begins to move in. We're also going to be talking about some gusty winds this weekend, gusting 40, 50, even 60 miles per hour with a break in this overall pattern for all of Northern California by Tuesday. But again, I want to talk a little bit more about these big time winds that are heading this way because they'll be here by tonight and tomorrow here. We can see gusts in excess of 40, 50, even 60 miles per hour. I think the strongest winds will be overnight tonight and through the day tomorrow, and they'll really start to subside from west to east throughout the day tomorrow. Now, with winds this strong, there is a potential for downed trees, power lines, and of course some power outages as well. So there's a lot to really kind of track here as well. So we're going to get into all of that in a lot more detail though. But before we get to that, we're going to take a look at your Krueger's Quickcast for your Saturday, March 15th. And starting off with tonight, we're dropping down into the mid to upper 40s for the valley. Looks like in the 20s and mainly 30s for the higher elevations. And I do expect those temperatures somewhere in the mid-40s overnight tonight for the coast. All right, getting out the door here for tomorrow morning. Most of us should be fairly wet. You know, the valley may see a passing sprinkle or a light shower, and I don't expect the heaviest rainfall to really be here for tomorrow morning, but there will be more wet weather, and especially out towards parts of the north coast here. And the reason being is you can't really see it too clearly now, but we're beginning to get ourselves set up with an atmospheric river that'll be setting up. And again, I know that's the key phrase that a lot of people don't like, but it's the bottom line right here is we got this nice stream of moisture right here that's setting itself up. It's mainly going to be pointed at least for tomorrow morning, the Pacific Northwest, but will be making its way southward throughout the day tomorrow. And that's what's going to be the source for some of that heavier rainfall that we will see, especially for the north coast. So again, we take you through tonight, and you can see overnight tonight, you see how most of the activity, it just kind of stays generally to the north and west of the valley. Overnight tonight, early tomorrow morning, yeah, maybe a passing sprinkle or light shower for the north end of the valley, but pretty dry here, upsloping snow showers here off to the east of the valley. But there's that atmospheric river setting up. We've got heavy rainfall already beginning to develop in Del Norte County and western Siskiyou County. That will then slowly shift southward through the morning tomorrow. Now by midday, most of the rain again still mainly north and west of the valley, but see that steady, moderate to heavy rainfall and snow levels higher with this because it's a warmer subtropical air mass, so that'll put those snow levels up mainly above 3,500 to 4,500 feet. Still fairly dry, still those upsloping showers here off to the east, and then we go into the afternoon on Sunday. That's pushing now. We have that atmospheric river pointed in this area here. So we're drying out to the north and west by Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening for the coast, but we have that wet weather, maybe even an isolated thunderstorm in the forecast as well, and of course that snow in the higher elevations. So that's for tomorrow. We also have a flood watch through 11 p.m. on Sunday. Again, with the rain that we've already seen and the rain that we're expecting to see through the day tomorrow, in these areas we've got the potential for some flooding, low-lying areas, creeks and streams, and mudslides and debris flows will be a bit of a concern. I was mentioning those winds. We have wind advisories and high wind warnings basically for tonight and through the day on Sunday. So, you know, we could talk about the timing of that. It's going to basically start to see those winds die down from west to east through the day on Sunday. But there you can see tonight, the winds are already picking up in many areas, even some gusty winds here for parts of the valley here overnight tonight. There's midnight, stronger winds over 50, even 60 miles per hour. And again, keep in mind, when you see the reds here, that's upwards of 50 to even getting up to that 60 mile an hour range, the deeper reds that you start getting in there. So 6 a.m. Sunday, strong winds along the coast. Strongest look to be in Siskiyou and Modoc County, but even some of those pretty gusty winds here for tomorrow morning in the valley. They pick up even more by midday for the valley eastward and for Siskiyou County. And what you'll see here as we progress through the afternoon on Sunday, you see how we still have some gusty winds here, but we're seeing this fine line of where we've got the weaker winds and the stronger winds. So again, through the day on Sunday, progressively those winds will start to subside through the afternoon into Sunday night, that is. All right, there's a look at your forecast for your Sunday. Those temperatures are going to be in the mid to upper 50s, even some low 60s for some of the warmer spots in the valley, and in the 40s for the higher elevations. It looks like in the mid 50s for the coast. A quick look at your 7-day outlook region by region, off and on chances for rain really through Thursday and even Friday of next week. Maybe a bit of a break here on Sunday. So yeah, excuse me, Saturday of next week. So we have the break for everyone, I think, on Tuesday. That's still kind of in the forecast. And then off and on chances for showers for the rest of next week. And that's the case here for the coast, the inland areas, and also for Trinity County. Snow levels eventually down to about 3,000 feet again Wednesday, a little bit higher by the time we get into Friday, closer to 5,000 feet. Take a look at Siskiyou, Modoc County, Eastern Mountains, kind of the same story here. We're going to be looking at off and on chances for showers through Friday. Could dry out by the first half of that next weekend. All right, that's Krueger's Quick Cast. I want to remind you that there is a free Weather NorCal 24-hour streaming channel. It's available on pretty much every platform that's available. WeatherNorCal.com. You can also watch it on the free Weather NorCal app. And if you have a smart TV with either Fire Stick or Roku, just get the Weather NorCal app. You can watch the 24-hour channel there. Now, you don't have to have either of these devices. If you've got an Apple TV, for example, or any other device that has YouTube on it, including your smart TV, then you can watch the 24-hour streaming channel. And what I like about the YouTube app on any TV is you can watch on your big screen TV on demand the latest video forecast. So be sure to check that out here, and you can watch Weather NorCal on your big screen TV. Okay, so here's the big picture. You've got an area of low pressure spinning here. This is going to really help to destabilize the atmosphere going into tomorrow. We've got that subtropical air, that jet stream, that atmospheric river that's going to be setting up here for tomorrow. So again, let's walk you through that again here. There's midnight tonight. We're beginning to see that stream of moisture mainly pointed at southern Oregon, but it is hitting Del Norte County at this point at midnight tonight. By tomorrow morning at about 8 a.m., now we can clearly see that line of that heavier rainfall. Now, there may be a passing sprinkle, especially the north end of the valley, and we've got those upsloping winds producing some snow to the east of the valley. But again, the main energy is all right here. That's what's going to be shifting southward. By midday, we're just beginning to see some of those showers hit parts of the north end of the valley, but still seeing the heaviest rainfall in this area. We're also seeing heavy snow, but you have to go above, or say around 4,000 to even 5,000 feet before it starts getting significant. So the ski park most likely seeing getting dumped down with some pretty good snow there. Through the afternoon, we start to see that shift down to the south and east. So with the strong south winds I was telling you about, 40, even 50 miles per hour, we could be looking at a bit of a convergence line that may develop sometime Sunday afternoon. This may not be the exact position of where it would develop, but it is something that I'm going to be watching here as we go through the afternoon on Sunday. But we are also noticing is that is all shifting to the south and east. So by Sunday night, most of the moisture is now off to the east. Heavy snow above 5,000 feet in the eastern mountains and some of that heavier rainfall. Meanwhile, we're drying things out for the most part as we get to the west of that. Still some scattered showers, but this is all in response to an area of low pressure. See that spin right here? That's what's going to be moving through on Monday. That's going to destabilize the atmosphere, bring us more showers, maybe even some thunderstorms here. And we were talking about that warmer subtropical air moving in on Sunday, giving us a rise in those snow levels. But this storm system moving through on Monday is colder. So we'll see another drop in our snow levels down to about 3,000 to 4,000 feet with some heavy snow at times for some of those lower mountain communities. Then we go into midday on Monday. That's shifting to the east, maybe some isolated thunderstorms in the valley for Monday afternoon. And then it looks like by Monday evening, Monday night, we're finally starting to kind of dry things out. Now there may be some leftover showers and maybe even an isolated thunderstorm late Monday night. But I think overall, by the time we get into Tuesday, high pressure is going to settle in, which we see right here, a weak one, but that's going to give us drier conditions on Tuesday. But that's not going to last for long because, again, we got that parade of storms we saw this week. We're going to be looking at another parade of storms. Now, the storms coming in next week don't look to be nearly as impressive, but this one right here, as we go to Wednesday night into Thursday, is your next round of rain. And then we got this one. This one's coming in. This is going to be our next round of rain by the time we get into Thursday night and into Friday. Now, what we're seeing here, look at the jet stream. we have a very flat pattern right here. This is what's known as a zonal flow type pattern. So essentially, think of it this way. It's very these are strong winds. The jet stream, as you know, are the strong winds. Now, if it's very flat like this, any storm or disturbance that's embedded within that jet stream is going to get caught in that flow, and it's going to move rapidly through and into our region. So we see kind of one system after another getting caught up within that flow, and they move through pretty quickly here. So that's looking at Friday night. Then, of course, as we take you into Saturday of next week, this model wants to give us some wet weather. However, the European forecast model, not so much. So we'll kind of see what happens as we start getting into the end of next week. But for now, I'm going to keep Saturday at this point dry. But there you can see your forecast through Monday night at 11 p.m. I think on top of what we've already seen in the valley, we could see another quarter to maybe a half an inch of rainfall. And look at the amount of rainfall we're going to see at the coast, especially out towards Crescent City. This is why we're concerned about flooding in this area in particular right here, because this is where we've already seen a lot of rainfall, and we'll see more heavy rainfall at times. That's why we got the flood watch here through Sunday night at 11 p.m. That should be allowed to expire as we go into your Monday. Let's take a look at the snow now, and these are my forecast totals, taking a look at several different forecast models, and here's my overall projections. I think through Monday night, 10 p.m., we could pick up another 2 to 4 inches from Mount Shasta City, but a lot more out at the ski park. We're talking several feet of snow out at the ski park. Etna, maybe 1 to 2. There you can see El Turris maybe 1 to 2, and not very impressive out at Chester, but still about 3 to 6 inches there. That's through Monday night. Then by Tuesday, we dry things out. Now, when we talk about chain requirements out there, there may be a few. I don't expect any major issues as we go into tonight and tomorrow. Snow levels are going to be a bit higher, so you have to go above 4,000, 5,000 feet before you start seeing those chain requirements. So I think we'll be okay on I-5. I think we'll be okay on Highway 299 West. 36 West, you may want to keep an eye on that, and especially, say, Highway 44 southward, you've got a good chance of seeing some more chain requirements, although you may see some more chain requirements out towards Cedar Pass as well. But bottom line is this, especially this time of the year when we're expecting any form of precipitation, you should always check those road conditions before heading out on any of the mountain passes, because Mother Nature always has that way of surprising us. And of course, taking you through Sunday afternoon, we'll still be looking at that slight chance. All right, let's talk about the winds now. And you can see this is a high wind warning for these colors here. This shade of blue is a wind advisory. Now, basically, this is these advisories and warnings are basically for tonight through the day on Sunday. So when we look at the timing of all this, midnight tonight, strongest winds will be along the coast, but the reds here indicating 50 miles per hour. The deeper shades of red, you start getting into that 60 mile an hour range. Okay, so as we go into tomorrow morning at about 8 a.m., now we're seeing some very gusty winds here for the valley. We're seeing very gusty winds really across the board, especially over those higher mountain ridge tops, some of those mountain valleys and inland valleys, and of course gusty winds here for the coast as well. By midday, now we're getting in the 40 to 50 mile an hour range here for the valley, eastern mountains, Siskiyou County. You know, this is where we talk about, Shasta Valley, central Siskiyou County, high profile vehicles. That's usually not a good place to be traveling if you're driving a big rig. Now, because of course of the gusty winds, we go through the afternoon and you'll see this line right here where the winds are subsiding, still gusty, just not as strong. And then the stronger winds are going to be off to the east. By the time we get into Monday morning, the winds do subside, but by Wednesday afternoon, we may start to see those winds come up out of the northwest for the valley, and still a bit breezy, but certainly not the winds that we're going to see here for tomorrow. And then by Monday night into your Tuesday, those winds should start to die down. Switching gears, talking about temperatures, look at this. We're actually getting closer to the near normal in the long range. We have been in this cooler than normal all week long, and this is that first sign of getting us out of that. And one of the signs we're also seeing here is that, yes, through most of next week, we are still below normal, but as we start getting into that next weekend, we're getting back to around normal for this time of the year. Wouldn't it be nice to get back into the 60s and even maybe around 70? All right, so there you can see your wave heights. They are going to be fairly high once again for your Sunday. I do expect to see them to retreat a bit for your Monday, but still fairly high. So I do anticipate that through the week, the rest of the weekend, we're either going to have small craft advisories, gale warnings, the works, right? So still not a good idea through the rest of the weekend to be on those small boats. All right, here is a look at your forecast for tonight. Temperatures in the upper 40s for the valley. Looks like mainly in the 30s for the higher elevations, and I do expect probably somewhere in the mid 40s for your overnight lows along the coast. Here's your Trinity County neighborhood forecast. Upper 40s to low 50s for your daytime highs. Across the board, we're dry by Tuesday and then possibly dry by next Saturday. Every other day, we've got a chance for showers or snow, depending on your elevation. 55 for a high on Sunday for Blue Lake. Garberville, about 56 degrees. 52 degrees in Orleans. 55 degrees for Gasquet. Trinidad, about 56, and McKinleyville, 55 degrees. For your Siskiyou County neighborhood forecast, temperatures are going to be in the mid to upper 40s, around 50 though for Happy Camp, and it looks like Hornbrook, about 49 degrees. Your Modoc County neighborhood forecast, 47 degrees for Tule Lake, 46 out in Canby, and 49 degrees in Eagleville. And your Eastern Mountains, looking at those temperatures in the 40s and 50s for your highs, 51 degrees for Paradise, 41 in Mineral, and 53 degrees in Westwood. Let's take you to the south end of the valley, that is, brought to you by Walgamuth Painting. Your temperatures are going to be right around 60 for, say, Los Molinos, southward, Pasquinta, about 59 degrees. So looking at your 7-day outlook for Chico, again, right around 60. Looks like we could see that chance for showers tomorrow. St. Patrick's Day a little wet as well. Dry for Tuesday. Now, really, for Wednesday, Thursday, most of the rain is going to fall Wednesday night, Thursday morning. Otherwise, dry for the first half of the day on Wednesday, dry for the second half of the day on Thursday. More showers on Friday, possibly drying out again by next Saturday. We take you up to the north. Whiskeytown about 50, 49 degrees for Lakehead, and 56 degrees in Palisadro. And here's a look at your 7-day forecast for Redding. Kind of the same story I was just telling you about with Chico, as we do have drier conditions by next Tuesday, and then more showers by Wednesday night, Thursday morning. First day of spring is on Thursday. And then, of course, we're looking at another chance for showers on Friday, possibly drying out by next Saturday. That is your evening update. I'll be back again tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. Have a great night.
Caltrans is doing the best that they can with the amount of people and the amount of equipment they have, and they're out there trying to keep the roads safe and trying to keep everybody running, because if the roads shut down, truck drivers that are paid by the miles aren't making any money. So we want everybody to put chains on for the safety of themselves and the safety of the public. It's not worth it to drive without chains.